What does it mean to be a successful single person in your 30s? Well, that's the question at the heart of Stephen Sondheim's groundbreaking musical company. The Elizabeth Sneddon Theatre will be home to a truly special event from the 9th until the 21st of April. The show is widely considered one of the greatest musicals ever written, and it will be presented by Durban's leading theatre production company, KickstArt Theatre. So for more, we're going to be joined by Leah and Roland. They are from the company, although we're expanding a little bit more. Leah, good morning. Roland, good morning. Thanks for your time with the SABC at this hour.
Good morning.
Hi.
Phone rings, door chime, in comes company. No strings, good times, just chums company. Company, lots of company. Life is company, love is company. Company. So the show's called Company. There we go.
Well, we have certainly started on a high note. Let's begin with you, Leah, after that. Good morning and thank you for your time. Perhaps you could speak to, Company being a show with some of the more complex characters that really delve into deep emotions. And we're wondering, how do you go about getting into character? How do you really find the truth of what you're portraying?
Hi, thank you for having us. I think getting that element of your character ready for an audience all comes down to the rehearsal process, and we've had an incredible rehearsal process led by Stephen Sondheim, an international director and KickstArt, as Durban knows him, and he really he always comes prepared and has such great insight and into the story, and it's all about research and coming prepared to your rehearsals, and also just allowing yourself to play and have fun and investigate things in different ways. And then, it really is just about, deciding what best suits the story. And I think that we've really achieved that. And we're at a point where we're ready for audiences to see it. So, yeah, I think it's all about preparation.
Roland, just before I bring you into the conversation, Leah, I wanted to, just look at some of the sentiments around Company. And it is a show that speaks to anyone who's ever been single, anyone who's been married, or has been a friend to someone who's single or married. And I wonder, from your vantage point and from your lived experience, what do you think makes this show so relatable in this modern day?
Sure. I think what really gets you, what the show really does to get you on its side is the comedy. It's hysterical. There are so many scenes that'll have you laughing in stitches, and that's really how we get the audience on our side. And then that kind of brings that vulnerability down and allows us to really send forward the hard-hitting messages. What is the importance of love in our lives? What stakes do relationships have in our lives? What do they give us? What do they take from us? And so really it's such a fun show, and there's so much spectacle, and Roland will talk more about the music and the genre of Sondheim, but I think, just really, getting audiences to come together, enjoy this lived experience, but really just allows us to answer those hard-hitting questions. And I think for me personally, what's really great about the show is that I get to watch it from the wings, and almost every single day I get a different perspective. There's so many different couples you can focus on, or, in terms of the characters, there's Bobby, who's our central single character. And the concept about it is that, we explore the different relationships that he has with 5 different married couples, and then 3 other girlfriends, and I play one of the girlfriends. Very fun. But you get to dive into, that couple tonight, and then tomorrow that couple. So if anything, I'd say this is the great date night. Really, I really think that's a great date night, because you can kind of, say, which couple are we? Where do we fit in? Who's ours? And it really is a great time.
Well, Leah, thank you for those sentiments. And I want to bring Roland in on that note, because Company is known for its challenging score. And I wonder, what it's been like to perform Sondheim's music, and what do you really love about his style of music at large?
So I'm the musical director for the show, and it is a complicated score, as you said. Sondheim is one of the geniuses of musical theatre, and musical theatre is America's gift to the world in terms of that, and jazz in terms of culturally. So Sondheim music is very challenging, and what we need are good actors and singers to perform them. And we've got a fantastic company who have just risen to the challenge, because you've got to keep your mind together when you do it. So Sondheim he passed 2 years ago, and but we still have his wonderful material with us. He was a master of pastiche, and musical theatre is itself a pastiche art form. So in this in this musical, we have songs that date back to sort of the vaudeville era of this sort of like musical theatre style songs. We have pastiche of sort of Andrew's Sisters, 3-part close harmony work. We've got just an amazing wall of sound right at the start of the musical, where we have 12 people singing in full voice and different harmonies, different times musically coming together. When that sound hits you, you can't help but just go, oh my goodness, this is just amazing. So you've got this amazing orchestration and compositional expertise coming together to give us this wonderful sound. And luckily we've got a fantastic cast who are able to produce it. Yeah.
Well, Roland, because I know in company, I mean, music and storytelling are deeply intertwined. And I wonder how, you think music ultimately contributes to the storytelling in the show, because company is about exploring complexities of relationships. And given the central message of the show, what do you think it also says? What does it encompass about human connection and relationships at large?
So you're quite right about musicals and the story being intertwined. So this was written with the book, right? So in musical, we call the script the book. And the book is so strong because it uses these series of vignettes of the married couples who interact with the main character, Bobby. And each of these are like beautiful mini crafted plays that then segue in and out of the music. And this is the joy of musical theatre. It creates points in the story where the text becomes so intense or so funny or so deep or so moving that you need to sing, and that then allows for the music to burgeon. And that is what company does so beautifully, and that is why it won so many awards. I mean, when it was first staged, I think it won 6 Tonys: best set design, best lyrics, best music, best direction, and of course in that year it won the Tony for the best musical. And in every subsequent production that it has had on Broadway, it has won additional Tony. So I think in total it's 14, 15, maybe 16 Tonys. And this is the first time that it is being staged in South Africa. This is the South African premiere of company, and it is happening here in Durban. So it's a wonderful thing for the city to have this work being staged by one of South Africa's leading producers and directors and set designers. So Durban is anticipating this music, and we are ready.
And so, Leah, after those sentiments by Roland, some of the elements, some of the themes explores independence versus connection. How did you resonate or come to interpret and understand that aspect of the show?
Sure. I think in my own personal experience, being an actor and, trying to be everywhere at once, I think it's natural in human nature to want to be independent and want to stand, alone and be strong. But I think what really hit me in the show is just how powerful it is to let people in, and to just live life in abundance with people, and to allow yourself to have the things that you desire. And I think that we all get scared. Fear and anxiety is also a theme in the show. And I think that to watch Bobby go through this journey while singing some of the most incredible songs. We have Brian Hiles as our Bobby, and he's doing a fantastic job. He's no stranger to the stage, no stranger to KickstArt, and he really is doing us all so proud, and he's lovely to work opposite as well. But to watch him play this arc of Bobby, and to just accept life for what it is, and really just take that journey with such vulnerability, not only as a person but as an actor, it really is quite inspiring to watch. And I think for me, as someone who's still very young and very new in this industry, it's certainly inspired me. So I'm very grateful to be part of this production.
And if I can just add to that, this thing about independence and community. So we are all independent people. We need to do our own thing. We need to grow. But for me, as one of the older members in the cast, community is so important, and especially post-COVID. We all got so used to being at home and being alone that we need to force ourselves or encourage ourselves to out and connect with people and to form communities. And that is the special thing about live events and theatre. Is people come together to a space and they have a communal experience. And so we want to encourage people to hire the babysitter, go to the theatre and come and enjoy being with people and having that collective experience. Because when you have that collective moment and everybody goes, that's very funny.
Absolutely. I'll have to leave it there. I'm so sorry that we have to cut you short, but it's actually such a pity that's in Durban, but we're going to leave the conversation there. Thank you to the both of you for joining us bright and early.
And welcome everybody to our city.
Thank you, Roland. Thank you, Leah. Enjoy the rest of your time as well. Of course, the SA premiere of Company taking place. Cast members of South Africa, the premiere of Stephen Sondheim's Company production. Leah Murray as well as Roland Perrell. They were talking to us about the groundbreaking musical. That show, as I mentioned earlier on, will be taking place between the 9th and the 21st of April.